Hello, everyone, and happy Friday. Joining me, I have Robert here, aspiring voice actor, writer, any other things you should throw out there?
Well, I could just say voice actor and writer and third thing I do. Whatever else I'm up to.
Right, right. I mean, they say that you should really try to specialize in the one thing, but sometimes, so many people just do a bunch of different things and they really like that they do a bunch of different things, so they create a whole list of all the things that they can do.
Right? That is that's actually very true. Yeah, I agree.
Right. Um so yeah, good Friday. I'm using my brand new camera, which is why the picture looks a little bit better than normal. However, the lighting is still bad in this room, so it's all super
Right.
yellow. Eventually I'll have to, I don't know, just get some LED lights around here or something. I don't really know how I can really improve the light. All I know is that the lighting I currently have is super old, so it's just really yellow light. You're much luckier than I. You have some sun over there, so it doesn't look as bad.
Yeah, I'm just really lucky that it's not overcast or completely cloudy. Because the past couple of streams that I did, it was yeah. Let's just say that the sun doesn't want to shine.
Yeah, it's been super rainy over here too. Just
Yeah,
awful.
we could just use some more rain, honestly.
Well, last time I was doing a fair outside where we were like selling books and things, and that is the worst place to be when you're trying to sell books, is in the middle of a storm. It's just awful. It's like so much of your product will get damaged. We just had to put everything away. It's no
Oh
good.
man, yeah, I can't even imagine. Yeah, having to work in the rain and then it's like, yeah, being in weather like that. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty brutal. So how have you been lately?
Wow. Just really busy with stuff. I well, since you mentioned that since you were nice enough to give the short little bio about myself, I am indeed a voice actor. I've worked on projects that you might have found on YouTube. Recently, I think I could share this, but I was in, and I just have been meaning to advertise it like on my socials, but I haven't really gotten around to it. But recently, I just recorded a little Halloween animated short I think is out, and I know that it should be up on YouTube. I just have to find a link and promote it on your stream or wherever else I can share it on. But other than that, I've just been working on my own stuff, like you know projects. And if you guys have checked on my Twitter, I've done a few comic dubs based on the comics that you actually did a while back. So I'm
Right.
still in, yeah, so I'm still in the process of actually recording another one, which I am very, very eager to let you guys. I'm very eager to show it to you guys. Check out the finished product. And let's see. I've just been doing a lot of writing still, and just like everybody else, getting ready for the holidays. And for my plans, may just go out of town every now and then, like for vacation, and just do something fun for the holidays. Because usually, I mean, not to say that the holidays, um, I mean, you can have fun. I mean, I always like the holidays are kind of like, it's the crunch, stressful time of the year, but every now and then I just like to just go out and just detox and distress from all of the work that I have to do. And this month has kind of been no exception. I've just been working like crazy from home, and only getting out on the occasion when I pretty much decide, okay, maybe I should probably get some sunlight, on the days where it's actually sunny, like today. just to get some fresh air and just, take my mind off of stuff. So that's pretty much what I'm looking forward to in the next week. So yeah, I'll be out of town for the 21st to the 23rd, and then again from the 30th to the 1st. So, and I'm have supposed to be having Christmas at my house, like a little gathering. So those are pretty much my plans. How about
Right.
you?
You definitely gotta get into the Christmas spirit. That's for sure. I've been trying my best to like watch one Christmas movie each night because I like to do that during the holidays to like get into it. But also, it's just generally good for the mind to surround yourself with some wholesome, happy content. And as far as working, I've been going to these fairs. A lot of people are going Christmas shopping naturally, so it's a good time for selling stuff and. Yeah, me and my boyfriend go to fairs to sell our books along with like some toys that we 3D print, and that's always fun. People are really interested in like toys and fidgets, of course. And as far as comic work, I've mostly just been working on my next comic, which is kind of its own one shot story. Almost done, really. Just doing like the tones and lettering, and then that'll be up there on the website. Tragically, haven't really gotten my files back from my hard drive that died, but hopefully there's a Christmas miracle coming my way. That would be nice to get something back from that old hard drive that I can start working on again. And thanks for the $5 donation, Captain Hyrule 97. First, nice camera. Second, have you thought of making an advice video on world building? That's a good question. Uh, I'm not sure if I'm the best to take advice for world building. I've been doing it recently for one of my future comics. I've been doing a lot of like research and writing down world building stuff for that. But I would want to do some research or some like questions to other writers and their own personal advice on it before I would make my own video about it, since I'm not super experienced in creating really complex worlds per se. There's like simple stuff I can tell you to keep your world consistent and all that, but you know, I've definitely not created any Lord of the Rings type content. Maybe Adam could give some advice on that. He's created some really complex worlds through his writing. I don't know. Do you have any advice, Robert?
Um, well, first off, going back to the miracle, fingers crossed with what you were talking about earlier. Second, let's see, the question was about for world building. Hmm.
Yeah,
Honestly, I'm
it's
just
a
like,
topic.
yeah, I'm kind of just as lost. Because for me personally, like when it comes to the world building aspect, because I know that, I mean, I'm just speaking as somebody who is just dabbled back into writing. The world building stuff is kind of like, okay, so you got to set out this. Okay, so this is a location. Here are the characters, and this is whatever lore or something that you wanted to have. Like what type of setting is it going to be? So it's a lot of planning that goes into it. And I'm just, as I mentioned before, like with the story that I'm actually writing right now, it's kind of the one area that I would like to learn more about and actually improve upon, because I'm just like one of those people that are just like, okay, I just sit down and then I just kind of write. Um, just kind of, it just kind of comes organically, like whatever dialogue just suits or fits the characters, then I'll just do that. And if I go back and there's something that I feel like, I don't know if this is really, I don't know, if something isn't really clicking, then I just go back and, make changes or whatever needs to be. Or like if there's like an entire story, like idea that I had in mind, like for a specific scene that I want to change, then I'll go back and, you know, edited to my liking. But other than that, um, I don't really have any specific advice. sorry if it's not really like a helpful answer for you. Yeah.
No,
Sorry if
it's
we don't
fine. I
have
didn't
like
give a
any
helpful
like good
answer
answers. Yeah.
either. It's just one of those things that requires a lot of practice. I've definitely edited other people's work where they needed some help with their world building and their rules and whatnot, and it's so easy to accidentally write yourself into a hole if you're not paying enough attention to the rules that you set up. And then sometimes the way people try to write themselves out of the hole is by like just creating even more rules that usurp other rules, and then it gets too complicated and too sticky and you risk like just confusing your audience. So it is quite complicated, and I'm sure I could probably do some research to put together a more well-informed video on it if I had some help with that. Speaking of Christmas movies, opinions on the Netflix movie Klaus. That's a good one. That's a really solid film. I would say, I don't actually watch too much stuff on Netflix that I enjoy, but that was one of the ones that I was like, oh yeah, good. Very, very good. I don't know. Have you seen Klaus?
Funny you asked that. That was from Hesto Starchild 483. I'm really terrible with pronouncing names. Let's see. Funny thing is, I was actually gonna watch it last night, but then the new oh, by the way, I guess this sort of is gonna segue into another show that I want to get to in a moment, but yeah, it looks gorgeous. From what I've seen, I haven't seen it yet, but I know that the animation looks nice, and I just kind of wanted to watch something because I know that if I'm not mistaken, I think the late Norm Macdonald was featured in it, and I really loved his stuff. I'm actually a Norm Macdonald. Um, I haven't really watched a lot of his stuff, but I have I really enjoyed his stand up, and he was on Saturday Night Live, with those weekend broadcasts that he always did. So, and plus, he just has a knack for like good comedic chops. So, I'll probably give it a watch. If not tonight, then sometime over the weekend. I mean, like, it's Christmas for crying out loud. So, it's like, yeah, might as well just, pop it on and see because I've heard a lot of good things about it. So, maybe it's going to be something I enjoy. And similar to you, one second. Like you, I would watch something on Netflix, but there's not really like a ton of content that I would find myself going back into. Like I would rewatch again and again and again, if that makes sense. So I haven't seen it. I'm gonna check it out pretty soon, and yeah, that's that's all.
Yeah, it's definitely a very gorgeous film. A lot of
Yeah.
like veterans from Disney came over to that studio to start like
Oh
working on
yeah,
2D
yeah.
animated stuff again, and
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm really happy because I love 2D animation. I would like to see it make a huge resurgence. Um,
Oh my gosh, I would too.
yeah. So, in the comments, let me know if you guys do you prefer 2D animation? Do you prefer 3D? Yeah. So you guys are gonna ask us questions. So we're just gonna talk about different topics and yeah. But if you guys have like any movies that you've been watching as of late, let us know in the chat. And yeah, we would like to, talk about something that is interesting or nice or fun, just let us know. Let's see. I'm just reading the comments right now.
More like Netflix questions. If you watch the new Netflix's Pinocchio with the stop
I haven't.
motion.
Oh, they then you watched the new Pinocchio movie, the non-Disney. I've seen the previews and trailers. I don't know. It didn't really like. I don't know. It just didn't really do it for me. I
A little
may
more
check it out.
horror-esque.
I'm sorry.
It's a little more horror-esque. It's going in like somewhat of a darker direction, I guess.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of like when you say horror-esque, is it more like the novel, the original story, not like the Disney movie or something?
It's well, he was very inspired by the Disney movie, and you can tell that he puts a lot of references in there,
Oh boy.
but it goes very different directions than the Disney movie, yes.
So it's more faithful than the other Disney movie that came. you know what? There's like 3 Pinocchio movies that came out this year. I just realized
Yes.
that.
There's Pinocchio True Story, the live action Disney remake, and then Del Toro's Pinocchio.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't seen all 3 of them, but the
I
true story,
tried to
yeah.
watch the live action version. I got like 20 minutes in and I was like, I can't do it. Just
Yeah,
had to flip that off.
I think that's pretty much all I need. And for the true story, I mean, literally the only thing that I remember about it is the why like why can't you leave? Why can't I leave to be on my own? I got the whole world to see, that whole spiel.
Father.
It blew up on TikTok.
Yeah, those clips are all I need to see from that
Yeah,
movie.
that's literally all I need to see. If someone was to pay me to watch a true story, I'll do it because, you know, I just want to be nice to the. I mean, don't. I mean, I am curious to check it out, but you're gonna have to convince me in order to watch like the whole movie. Like the same with the Disney live action one that also came out this year. Like,
I
yeah,
mean, it's so hard to compete with the 1940 movie because it's just so
exactly.
solid.
Because it's like, how could you possibly top it? It's kind of, and not to be that guy, but they just don't make movies like how they used to. And it's
That is true.
I kind of I sort of agree because the original was lightning in a bottle that is just impossible to replicate. Like even Disney themselves, so I guess we've clearly seen this year. Yeah. Like good luck. Yeah. That's really all I can say. I just really haven't been watching a lot of like recent Disney movies as of late. So yeah, that probably might also be why.
I
Um
think that's a lot of people who are kind of like that.
yeah. I
But
think
then
the
there's also
pandemic.
like parents that just assume that like Disney's still good, and that's because they're the ones pumping out like the most kids movies. Well, we'll just have them watch the Disney movies.
Okay.
But you know, it's really not the same as like the classic stuff. It's very
Exactly.
different.
Yeah. I'll be on vacation during the week of Christmas and New Year's going to decompress. Yeah. I'm with you, Brian. I'm like I said, I'm going away twice, for 2 nights and 2 separate hotels for Christmas and New Year's. So you're not the only one. I've certainly been getting into the Christmas spirits, been seeking out one. Yeah. Okay. Um, and enjoying classics like Home Alone, Natural Love. Oh yeah, the first 2 Home Alones. I know that Home Alone 2, it kind of reuses the same plot as the first one,
It's
but
like the same outline, but in New York.
it's in New York pretty much. But I still enjoy I mean, I just love the first 2 movies. I will just say that the first 2 are the only ones that really matter. I
Yeah.
always go back to 2 because I mean, of course, Tim Curry. I mean, how could you not love Tim Curry? And the Christmas settings are nice, and I do like the nostalgic New York settings. And yeah, back in the good old, the simpler times of the '90s before we headed into the 2000s, of course. So yeah, I just really like the nostalgic feel of the movies.
Yeah, I mean,
Just
I actually just rewatched the first Home Alone last night, and it blows me away how much little details they actually put in that movie that I didn't even notice the first time I
I
watched it.
know, yeah,
There's so much love put into that movie to
yeah.
like make it as perfect as possible. It's very good.
Oh,
And
totally.
yeah, it's definitely up there on like top 10 like Christmas classics of all time and well
Yeah.
deserving. But
So I guess I may as well ask you, like, what are some of your like classic Christmas flicks that you like to watch every year?
well, there's It's a Wonderful Life, which everyone usually names, right? The Little
Yeah.
Shop Around the Corner is also pretty good. I recently watched Christmas in Connecticut for the first time, and that was okay. I remember Christmas in July, although that's not really a Christmas movie. It just has Christmas in the title. And then, of course, there's all of the Rankin Bass classics. Those are really great. They
Yeah.
still hold up today, I think.
Oh
Just
yeah.
really simple stop motion stuff. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Like I said, can't beat the classics.
Yeah, right. Then there's like all the different versions of A Christmas Carol. I kind of lean towards like Mickey's Christmas Carol just because that's the one I grew
Oh
up
my
with.
god, yeah.
But yeah, right. But the original is also very good, the like old black and white movie. Um, but yeah,
Yeah. I
there's the
remember,
Santa Claus. Santa Claus is another good one. Yeah.
yeah. Oh, the Santa Claus with Tim Allen. Yeah, those
Yeah.
are also classics. I remember when I first watched the Mickey Christmas, and then just seeing Mickey Mouse cry was like, wow, that's something I don't really see. Okay, like, okay, you can show Bugs Bunny crying, but like Mickey Mouse, like, wow.
It confused me when like I watched it as a kid because yeah, it's obviously Mickey, but he's like playing a different character. Like they call him something different because they're playing the characters from the original story. And that made me feel a little bit better about it in a way because I was thinking to myself, like, oh, this isn't really happening. Mickey is just acting, you know,
Mm,
because he's playing a character. Yes.
you
But
see,
it's a good classic. Very simple and they did do a lot of reused animation for that one, but
oh
mm,
yeah, you could clearly tell. But
of
at the
course.
same time, I think this is kind of during the time where like Disney was slowly climbing out of their dark age. Because I think this is like 80s. This was before the Renaissance era that kind of put them back in the right direction. So yeah.
Yeah, I
Uh,
mean, you got to do what you got to do.
yeah.
There's definitely like compilations online where they show you like all the reused animated shots and whatnot,
Yeah.
and their
Yeah.
budgets kind of deplete if they don't make enough money on certain
Yeah.
movies that come out, so they have to reuse stuff rather than creating
I
new reference material.
I also like the Muppets Christmas Carol. And there's a lot of Christmas related specials, episodes from like TV shows that I can name here, but that would just I mean literally, if I write down some of my favorites, it would literally take up like 5 to 10 minutes or so. Um,
Yeah, there's so much good stuff.
yeah, there really is. So let's see. I know that it's not Christmas related, but it just dropped, I think, yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. So this is the thing that I was gonna get to. So like I said, I was gonna watch um, the Klaus Netflix thing, but then I just remembered that. Okay, so to anybody who's a fan of Sonic, like I am, as you can clearly see, Sonic Prime just recently came out, and I only seen the first episode, which is, I mean, it's all right so far. I know that it's probably going to get better as we go along, but I just wanted to quickly discuss, like, yeah, this is something that I'm gonna be binging for this entire weekend. So yeah,
Dude, I binged it all yesterday. I just watched every single episode all at once.
yeah, okay, so no spoilers because I only literally just seen the first episode last night.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, so I'll
I,
just watch the rest. If not tonight, then like I said, definitely this weekend. There's like 8 episodes out so far. I've definitely got time.
well, why don't you give your first impressions to everyone who hasn't seen it?
Oh, my first impressions? Let's see.
You watched the
So
first episode.
yeah, so far, let's see. I guess I'll just give my because here's me being, the Sonic critic or whatever you want to label me as. So I'll just get the my critiques out of the way first. So let's see. I kind of felt like, um, wow, was there anything that I didn't? Okay, so the backgrounds might. I mean, they're not awful. Like the backgrounds of the show actually look pretty good. I just feel like they could have been a little bit better. Like there's some shots where it kind of looks a little unpolished, but then again, I know that they probably had like they could do so much with the budget that they were given. So there's that. Um, Sonic's personality can kind of be a little bit annoying at times, but they do manage to balance it out with um his more like comes to being serious, they kind of handled it pretty well. It's kind of like similar. It has some similarities to the IDW comics, where sometimes Sonic cannot take is not taking like if he's in a really bad situation, he's not taking it as serious as he probably should, which I kind of
Mhm.
feel like it was a pretty big issue that I have with IDW. Is
It
like
is
Sonic's
funny
character.
that you say
Yeah.
that though, because one of the writers on the IDW comics was a consultant for the show.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah,
like there's a
I
reason
could
why there's a
tell.
lot of like comic references in
Yeah,
there.
I can kind of tell. I can see that. Which for the most part, Sonic's character, his characterization isn't bad. It's just it kind of does feel a little inconsistent. There's some inconsistencies in the IDW comics, and for here, like I said, first episode, I don't know how his character is going to be throughout the rest of the show. So, positives. The animation looks great. I really do enjoy the little references that they put into the show. I thought was really cute, and the voice acting was actually pretty solid from what I've heard. And and I thought the story was it was a big step up from what we've got from like the last Sonic show that we got, Sonic Boom, which I know a lot of people like Sonic Boom. Um, it just wasn't really for me because it didn't really have like a plot. It was just kind of like it's
It
how
was
I would
just made to
describe
be a
Sonic Boom
comedy series, basically.
is Sonic Boom. It's like Seinfeld, but with Sonic characters. That's the best
Yes.
way I can describe
It's
it.
like sitcom Sonic type
Yeah,
stuff. And
yeah,
I like enjoyed Sonic Boom for what it was, but
yeah,
whenever they like it was definitely not a show that you can watch and take seriously.
yeah. I feel like it's a show where it's best to watch as like those out of context videos that you see on YouTube or just clips that you find because honestly the worst that the show can be is that it kind of would get very boring after a while but
It
with
had
Sonic
pacing
yeah
issues.
it had
Yeah, for sure.
so many pacing but with Sonic Prime I will say that the pacing definitely got a lot better
The pacing is pretty
and
good.
yeah, who knows where it's gonna go from episode one onwards. So let me see. Is there any other positives that I can say? I will say that the writing is also pretty decent so far because, like you said, they got one of the writers from IDW is a consultant. So let's see where it goes from this point onwards. Like I mentioned,
Yeah, when I was
yeah,
first seeing like trailers for it, I was somewhat worried because I knew that they were changing
yeah.
up like most of the voice cast, and I was like, "Oh man, this is gonna be hard to get
I
used to."
think
But once I started watching it, I kind of got used to it for the most part.
it was because the show was I think they recorded it in Canada, so they couldn't
Yeah,
use the voiceover cast that we've been getting from the
because of their
video games.
union laws, they're very
Yeah.
strict about only
Oh,
hiring
yeah.
Canadians.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. So we're not getting like Craig Smith or Mike Pollock or any of those guys from the games. But honestly, the Canadian cast did a pretty decent job as their characters. I thought most of them fit the part. Um, I will say that the one I sort of had issues with, not really issues, but kind of like a nitpicky thing, is that Knuckles can sometimes sound a little inconsistent. Sometimes, I mean, personally for me, like sometimes I kind of get confused that he was the narrator for some reason, and then other times he almost sounds like Shadow for me. Yeah.
It's funny because, like, Shadow, from what I've heard in this show, it doesn't sound like the Shadow that I was used to, where it's like
Yeah.
this kind of voice, like super edgy,
It's
is like
like
doing
Shadow the
kind of a
Hedgehog.
different voice for him. Not that it sounds, horrible. It's a voice, it's fine, but it's not this type.
Yeah, it kind of catches you off guard, totally.
Right.
And I think Devin Mack has potential as Sonic. I really like it. Most of the cast is pretty good. That's pretty much all there is to say. Um, okay, wow, we've been getting a lot of comments here.
Yeah, let me get this super chat. I
Yeah,
declare the greatest piece of Christmas entertainment ever is the 1987 TV special A Muppet Family Christmas.
that's what I was just talking about earlier. Yep.
I don't know if I've seen that one, honestly.
Yeah, I've watched it when I was really little. So, yeah, I don't really have a lot to say about it except that it was just a really fun Christmas special from what I've remembered. I recall that, yeah, like it was just fun. Like I love Muppets, I love Christmas, so you know, perfect combination. How can you possibly go wrong?
Yeah, I mean, fair enough.
Yeah.
Have you been watching? Let's see, they got a new Muppet show on Disney Plus, right? Are you
I
into that at
think
all?
so. No.
I honestly I heard about it when it was coming out, and then when it came out, I didn't hear anything about it. Like nobody was talking about it, which kind of is a red flag. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, so it's pretty forgettable.
Yeah. Uh,
One
well,
of those things.
we've been getting. I'm just scrolling up. So the key thing for world. Okay, I'm just reading some comments from Gabe here. Guess the key thing for world building is to keep the rules if it changes. Need to make sure you don't. Is it war? Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. I don't really have much to say except, yeah, that sounds pretty solid. As for Klaus, I need to watch that. Same. Yeah.
Yeah, Class is pretty solid. Uh, and Sonic Prime is pretty solid. I'll say that too. That's one of the shows that I would probably recommend that people check out, especially if they're Sonic
Yeah.
fans on
Yeah.
Netflix. Because, like I said, normally I watch all these new stuff on Netflix, and it's very rare that I actually like any of it. Just kind of
Yeah.
how it is, you know.
It is. It is what it is. Okay, Klaus was a really good movie, though I lost to Frozen 2. Oh. Oh, yeah, because they came out the same year. Yeah. I guess Frozen is another one, and a lot of people watch during the holidays, although I'm
It's kind of
not a
more like a
huge.
wintery movie rather than like a Christmassy.
Yeah. It's like a winter movie, but I'm not a Frozen fan. I don't hate it. It's just not my cup of tea. Sorry.
I think that it's just too generic for all the praise that it
Yeah,
gets.
exactly. It just that's something that is kind of bugging me with these modern movies. It's like they get a lot of over. I mean, Marvel and DC are like super guilty with this, where it's like they just get praised and overhyped, and then I watch it, and it's like this is like the most average movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of hype around like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but I don't think any of the movies in the MCU have ever topped Spider-Man 1 or 2 from like Sam Raimi's series. You
Yeah,
know, I still think that those are probably the best Marvel movies I've ever seen.
yeah. I think the Sam Raimi Spider Mans are superior to the new ones. I mean, like, I like Tom Holland, but the MCU Spider Man, like,
It's
oh
very
man,
different.
it's oh man, oh, boy, oof. I mean, I will say that even like I know that Andrew Garfield has kind of gotten some flack because his Spider Man, like, he's older, whatever. But I mean, like with MCU Spider Man, I will say that Tom Holland is a better fit than Garfield, but his Spider Man is like, oh man, I will say that I do like. I mean, I'm wearing the shirt. I do like Homecoming, but the next one that came out, oh man, I just really do not care for it, and I have not seen the what is it, the No Way Far, the new one that just came
There's
out.
like Far From Home, and then there's No Way Home,
No
and
Way
it's
Home.
like
Yeah, I haven't seen the No
all
Way
with
Home.
home in the title,
Yeah,
but it
it's
just
like
kind of makes
have
it
home in the
confusing.
title for I don't know. I don't really get it, but I
I
guess
don't I
it's a
don't know
thing that
why.
they're doing. Yeah,
I guess they
um,
wanted to put it in your head that it's all connected, but
yeah,
it confused me like which one came first, you know.
yeah,
No Way Home,
exactly.
I think, was the one with the universes all
Yeah,
coming together.
I
I
mean,
watched
I
that
am aware
one.
of that. It's just that I haven't seen it yet
Mm,
because I got
yeah,
spoiled on it.
I watched that one, and once again, I think that one was overhyped. Also,
Yeah, a lot of movies now are just getting overhyped for some reason.
yeah. Well, people got so excited when they heard that Maguire was coming back,
Oh yeah,
just like for cameo and that type of
yeah.
reason. But
Oh my gosh, it's Toby Maguire.
I mean, I love his Spider-Man, but it's it's not going to be the same writing material from like the
Exactly.
original
Yeah.
Spider-Man
Oh
movies.
yeah.
They're just going to like be
It's
mimicking it.
different directors, keep in mind, and a different production crew.
Yes.
And we're in different
Um,
times.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for
What
the
is?
donation, Maverick Christian.
Yeah.
My opinion: Spider-Man: No Way Home was good. A lot of people felt
I
that
haven't
way.
seen it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
Um,
maybe I'll give it a watch sometime. Let's see. What is with? Wait. Hold on. Oh wow, it's going so fast. Okay, what is it with this year in Pinocchio? I don't know. I guess Pinocchio is just really popular for some reason.
well, I know that I think what it was Del Toro was announcing this Pinocchio film for a while now, but it got delayed, and then I think Disney got the idea to try to compete with it by releasing theirs at the same year. And then this
then
other super knockoff Pinocchio got the same idea to like compete with both of them, or to like just release theirs at the same
okay,
time to like distract from the other two.
it kind of reminds me of like this was back in the late 90s where we got Ants and A Bug's Life in the same year because
Yeah,
apparently
exactly.
I think Disney, correct me if I'm wrong, I think they had the idea first, and then like Jeffrey Katzenberg, being Jeffrey, is like, you know what? I'm just gonna take this idea and then just make it more edgier, and then just make it into a DreamWorks movie. I think that's how the story went, or it might have been the other way around. I don't know. If I'm
It's
if
just one
I'm
of
getting
those
it right,
things.
just let me know. I don't know.
It's
Why are
happened a
the
lot throughout
it
the
happens so
history of
much.
releasing
It's
these
not just that.
movies,
Yeah.
where like some other animation studio will want to ride the coattails of the hype for this other
Exactly.
movie
Yeah.
by creating another that's like kind of similar and then releasing it at the same time.
Yeah. Why are the live action Disney movies doing so good in box? Because money. People just really like seeing classics come to the big screen in live action when it's like we got like musical productions, we got plays, we got. I mean, if you wanted to watch a live action Lion King, just watch the musical on stage.
That's a
That's
good
really all
point.
you need. Yeah, that's really all you need. Home Alone 2 is still good. Yep. I used to watch it. Oh, okay. People are just listing their Christmas stuff. Scrooge, the South Park Christmas special. Oh, Die Hard. Oh, this is a fun one.
No, good old Die Hard, yeah.
National Lampoon's Christmas, Batman Returns. Oh, Gremlins. Yes, I forgot. Yeah, Gremlins is another good one. I love the first one, and I also like two. Although Gremlins kind of has more of a Christmas feel to it. Yeah, I just really
I
enjoyed
wanted
those
to
movies.
watch Gremlins. I can't get anyone to watch it with me.
Mm. I mean,
It's
like,
one
I
of
know
those
it
things.
has, it is kind of violent, but like, come on. It's kind of like you're just, it's these people that just defending themselves against these creatures. And plus, it's Christmas time. So it's like, yeah, who wouldn't want to watch like gremlins getting like dying in gruesome, horrific ways on a holly jolly holiday?
It's one of those things where I see all the references to the Gremlins movie, but I haven't actually watched the original, even though I know
Right.
where the references are from.
Batman
Oh,
Returns.
thanks for the big donation, Never.
Wow,
Uh,
whoa, $50. Wow.
yeah, they canned Henry as Superman, and James Gunn is taking over for the Superman reboot. I did hear
Oh
that.
boy. Yes, I
Did you
did
hear the
too.
rumor that Amazon got the Warhammer 40K rights, and they're gonna make a show about that, and then use Henry Cavill for a main role in that? But I wouldn't trust Amazon if they did try to make an adaptation of that video game because of how they've handled all the other adaptations. It's
Yeah,
gonna be a big oof.
just just reading through these. Oh, the Ed and Eddie jingle. Oh yeah, the Ed and Eddie Christmas stuff. Yeah, those are actually pretty good too. Don Bluth made Mickey Mouse cry. Did he work on the movie? Because I know he left. Because I know he was one. I think around the same time. I think he was making his own stuff, and he was Disney's main competitor for a while. I know he's still doing some stuff, but yeah, like back in the 80s and 90s, he was a really big, he was a giant in animation. So yeah,
Yeah, and
I mean, if he
it's
made
another
Mickey Mouse
example of
cry, I
that.
mean, I believe it. If he
It's
worked on
another
it before he
example
left,
for
so
like
yeah.
releasing movies at the same time. Don Bluth would release his movies on like the same day as like the Disney movies
Yeah,
that were coming
I
out
think I
just to spite
remember,
them.
like, I think he released, like, All Dogs Go to Heaven the same day as The Little Mermaid, and I think that was the movie that pulled Disney out of their little rut that they were in, and then they went on to
Yeah,
make the classics.
that was a huge success.
It was. They need a new dark age. They've let themselves get lazy and untalented. Yeah. I
Mm.
can't really. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like their move, like Disney. I mean, I'm assuming that they're referring to Disney. Yeah, their movies just, I don't know, they just lack the spark that they had, like back in the, I'm going to be saying, back in the good old days. But yeah, I guess their movies just aren't really as like, what's the right word? I mean, when you look at something like, I don't know, uh, like now with the new Pinocchio, and then you look back to what they were doing like a decade before or like 2 decades before, it's like, something about it, it's just not really the
It
same to me.
feels like a lot of people are just phoning it in. Like there's no
Exactly. Yep.
passion behind it anymore. They're just like
Um,
doing it as a job.
yeah, it's kind of like, you know what, we just got to pump this out for money. I mean, we got Disney Plus, it got all of these other properties, so just pump out as much content as much as we could. And it's kind of like it's a quantity over quality type of thing.
Mm,
Um,
yeah.
and I also heard that the theme park rides are not really as fun as they were before. So let me see. What about Christmas Who? Oh yeah, Christmas Who. One of my favorites from SpongeBob. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, one of my absolute favorites. New camera looks great. I agree. The regular show Christmas special. I don't know if I have not watched regular show in so long, but I don't think I've seen the Christmas specials. That was Dexter's Lab that Johnny wanted. Yeah, let me see. Speaking of Sonic, oh, here's a good one. Have I seen the Sonic films? Um, I've seen the first one. I didn't. Um, I liked some of it, but for the most part, I thought it was pretty boring. I actually just watched the second Sonic movie. It was a slight improvement. There is some scenes that I really liked, but for the most part, it's still just kind of like 50-50 to me. Like both movies were just kind of 50-50. If you like the movies, that's totally fine. Um, More power to you. I've seen a lot of great fan art, which makes me, I'm really happy about that. But yeah, they're just okay to me.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I watched the first movie. I thought it was solid enough for like what it was trying to be.
Yeah,
Second movie, the animated portions were like awesome. And then like the
yeah,
human parts were like Disney Channel original movie type style
exactly.
writing, where
Yes,
it's like, oh,
it's
okay, this is a
that.
little
Oh
bit too
no.
much.
Yeah. Also, the first Sonic movie is literally just Hop. It's literally Hop with James Marsden. Once again,
Yeah,
Simpsons
you know how
Christmas
it is.
specials are good, but not the first episode. That one is fine. Hmm. I don't know about that, but okay. Oh yeah, the Sonic Adventures of Sonic Christmas special. Creative is. Technically, the first Adams Family movie is because they pour hot oil on. Okay, that was in the beginning of the movie, but the rest of it, I say that it's nice to watch around Halloween. Although Nightmare Before Christmas, I'm surprised nobody has mentioned it yet. I will say that it's more Christmas-y than Halloween, but it's nice to watch around Halloween as well. Um, and another good Halloween one would be Hocus Pocus, the first one. I haven't seen the new one. Let's see,
Oh
Sonic Boom
yeah, I
is
heard
good
the
at
new
this
one
one,
wasn't that
but
good.
it's a bad Sonic adaptation. I mean, yeah, I know that people like the TV show, but the games are yikes. Yeah, that is This is probably an unpopular opinion, but I love the Sonic game with the Deadly Six in it. I'm a sucker for characters based on the seven Deadly Sins. The Deadly Six sort of fit that part. I mean, it is clever. I do like that it is based on the seven deadly sins, so I do think it's kind of clever. Although, if I were to be totally honest, I think Full Metal Alchemist did a better interpretation of the seven deadly sins. Not to be that guy, but
You ever see the anime, The Seven Deadly Sins?
um, even better than the actual seven deadly sins anime. I'm sorry. Oh boy.
I had
Uh,
such a hard time trying to watch that, honestly.
yeah,
It comes
I
off
will
really
say
strong
that.
in the first episode. I'll say that.
Yeah, if you want to watch a good interpretation of how an anime does the seven deadly sins correctly, just watch FMA. I tried to watch the seven sins one, but I just no. But anyways, what was that game called for Sonic? The seven deadly. I think it was Lost World. Yeah, there's it's kind of it was I remember when the game came out, it was so polarizing because a lot of people say that it ripped off Mario Galaxy. Not entirely. I just
A
didn't
lot of
really
people
care for
like
the
to say
story.
that type of
Yeah.
stuff, though,
I liked how they did Knuckles in the second. Yeah, no, Knuckles was actually one of the best parts of the second film. I just I feel like Knuckles, to me, he was one of the best parts. I just wish that he had uh I mean, maybe in the third one he'll actually oh, okay, so I'm starting to warm up. I really like how he kind of the I wasn't really digging of how he's just kind of the big angry serious guardian kind of one note, but then as we go into the movie he kind of starts warming up to Sonic and Tails, which I really enjoyed. The scene where they're talking on the beach is honestly, I really like that scene.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Which is really nice. But then, we get that, and then we get the subplot with the wedding, and then it's oh
Yeah.
boy. That I think the wedding stuff just kind of just really made the movie because it's my biggest problem with the movie, the second movie, is that it just feels really it doesn't even know what movie wants to be. There's times it feels like a Sonic movie, and then the next moment it just wants to be I don't know, Norbit with Eddie Murphy. Yeah, that's
You know what
literally
it
what
is?
it's trying to be a different movie altogether, which is no.
Sometimes what scriptwriters will do, from what I've heard, is because the executives like to edit the script and take things out or put stuff in. Sometimes what scriptwriters will do will put in little red herrings in there of bad scenes that can easily be edited out, so that'll distract the executives to just easily say, oh, take this scene out, and so that way they'll be like, yes, okay, none of the good scenes got taken out, instead this bad scene that I wrote got taken out, awesome. But then the other flip side of that is that the executive actually likes your bad scene and it gets left in. There's nothing you can do about it. To me, some of the wedding subplot was the red herring that got left in the movie. Just Gun showing up and then the main human characters having to save Sonic and Tails, and
Yeah.
it was a little bit off the wall.
It was kind of awkward, not gonna lie. I miss
Yeah.
Go drunk, Spider-Man, go drunk, you're home. Oh boy. Just scrolling down. Yeah, there's just a lot of talk. Okay. I'm
So
sorry if we're
Dannphan,
just
I
skipping
would
comments. It's just we've been
comment.
getting so many
No.
here.
Well, I read the ones that are at least directed towards me, the actual questions. Sometimes they're just talking amongst themselves.
Yeah,
So
if you guys have any questions for us, just feel free to ask. We're just kind of reading through the comments here and just commenting on them.
Yeah, if we take out the wedding scene, nothing would change from the plot. True.
Exactly.
I guess it's a method to try to introduce Gun, but you could also just introduce them in the last act when they come to go like fight Eggman,
Pretty much,
and it
yeah.
would have been fine. But yeah, that's true. The way
Surprise,
that should have been like taken out, honestly.
surprise! Jimmy Neutron isn't getting a live action Paramount Plus show. Oh God, yeah,
Try to adapt the big head. It's all CGI.
yeah. Like what they do in like what's that movie? Spy Kids? Yeah, yeah. That's what we needed. Oh yeah, 20 minutes of wedding nonsense while Tails is bleeding out, and it pretty much, yeah. Like
He's
they
passed out for a long time.
they don't even check in with Tails. Like Sonic is like, they focus on Sonic, but they don't even check on Tails for a while. That just really why? Yeah, but they can't. Yeah. Oh, I think somebody asked you, are your comics set in the same world?
You're right, right. No. Mine
They're
are
not.
just like all
If you've
about
read
different
their
characters going
comics,
through different things,
yeah,
and
they're not
yeah.
set in the same world. No, that's
I
true.
don't think that as far as publishers go, I know that DC and Marvel like to do the thing where like it's all superheroes in the same universe, but
Yeah,
not everyone has to do
cinematic
that, of
universe
course.
or whatever.
I think it actually like helps open up some freedom if it's not all in the same universe, because then you don't have to abide by the same exact rules as like the last comic.
Okay. That's true in any industry. Give the executives and inspectors some easy things to find. The body work as a whole. I mean, I feel that's also true. Like you give them some easy things to find, and so they feel like they did their job. I mean, yeah. The biggest issue that I have with like a lot of movies now is that they play it way too safe. So it's like, hey, let's just find something to tell, and then just stick with that and not taking any risks. That's pretty much how it feels like now.
Yeah, that's pretty safe.
Who would win in a fight? MCU Spider-Man or College Gohan? That is an interesting question. Like define like you mean College Gohan from the Saiyaman or the Boo saga? If I'm assuming we're gonna go with that time period. Um, let's see. I hmm. I mean, if Gohan doesn't turn Super Saiyan, then I still believe that like I mean MCU Spider-Man would be like he just does stuff, but then he would just kind of like be a klutz. So I guess College Gohan would kind of take the upper hand just by a hair or two. Yeah, at least that's how I feel.
Yeah,
Don't
it's
give them any
definitely a
more
weird
credit.
matchup.
Yeah, I honestly don't know, but I just have to say College Gohan. But then again, it's not really like a competition at this point. Um, yeah, don't give them any more bad ideas. Oh, too late for that. Um, do you guys have any concerns about upcoming Comic Zone and Space Channel 5 adaptations? I don't think I can answer this one because I don't even know what those are.
Yeah, I also don't have really much input on that,
Yeah.
honestly.
Wait, why was. Oh, hold on. Wait, why was the spy to keep an eye on Sonic being put in through the sister who barely interacts with them? I don't know. I didn't write it. I can't really answer that. Oh, I used to love drawing tales of man. Okay. Oh, okay. If any of the live action Fairly Odd Parents projects go and how live action Halo did, best not to give Paramount Plus any more dumb ideas. I mean, yeah, do we really want a live action Fairly Odd Parents? That's the thing. Um, and like, look, I know I get it because Fairly Odd Parents is really popular and it's profitable. I mean, Nickelodeon can do whatever they want with it with or without the creator. So it's like, just they can just do whatever they want. If they feel they want to have a Fairly Odd Parents be set in modern times, then they could do that. I mean, this pretty much has happened with every pre-existing IP or property now. Like, just give the classic, like, I don't know, Looney Tunes characters and then just put them in modern situations. That's pretty much what a lot of people are doing now. Yeah,
For the most part, it's one of those shows that they just kind of desperately try to keep on cranking out, no matter like if they have ideas or if writers leave, or no matter
yeah,
what changes about the production, they're just like, no, 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 keep on cranking it. People will still watch it if you just keep on going. And
mhm,
it's a little bit more complicated than that. Sometimes, what really makes a show work is the talent behind it, and as that changes, you can't really keep up the
yeah.
quality.
It's a big play.
But
Opinions on the stuff. I'm sorry.
we got like about 5 more minutes, so everyone get out your questions while
Yeah,
you can
let's
before
get it
we
out.
wrap up the stream, huh?
Yeet.
What were you reading before?
I was just reading opinions on the stop motion SpongeBob Christmas special, the one with the fuzzy bubble. No, we wanted the same now. I can't really. I don't have too much input because it's been like a while since I've actually seen SpongeBob. But I think the one with the Rankin Bass style, I remember that one was pretty good, and I think I may have seen that Halloween one with the same style. And um, I think that's pretty much all I can really say. Yeah, like I said, it's been like a minute since I've actually seen like a new episode.
Yeah, honestly, I haven't really been keeping up with SpongeBob since I was like a teenager. Honestly, I think
Yeah,
I got
I
up to
think
like
that's pretty much
season
the
9
general
or something, and
consensus. Yeah,
yeah, it's one of those. Like I said, one of those shows they keep on cranking out forever.
yeah. Oh, for sure, for sure. Cat characters always random as hell to go make films based on those Sega games. I don't want to say it's random. It's like, I mean, Sonic has had movies before. That Sonic OVA that came out way back when. I think this is the first time that they're doing like a live action animation type of thing with Sonic. Um,
Hmm.
but anyways, um,
They
oh,
could have
somebody
done it. Should have left out the
episode.
human element, like the Mario animation will do.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
know. Are they
speaking of
actually leaving leaving out the human element? It's kind of doing a similar thing where they're like from Earth, but now they're going to like the Mushroom Kingdom in the Mario movie coming up.
yeah, yeah. So for the Mario movie, I'm really excited about it. It looks beautiful.
It does look
Uh,
pretty nice.
it looks birdy, and I cannot believe they used Rainbow Road because I mean, of course you would. Everybody
Yeah,
loves
they
it.
want to shove in a lot of game references in
Yeah,
there, I'm sure.
maybe it's gonna be really nice. I will admit that the live action Mario that they did back in '93 was sort of. I mean, it's awful, but it's kind of a guilty pleasure. Yeah.
I've heard
Uh,
like mixed opinions on it. I like
yeah, it's kind of
this.
mixed. Yeah.
Yeah, the old live action movie, I like watched a little bit of it and then I was like, I don't know, somewhere I just got lost in the plot and so I turned it off and I was like, maybe I'll watch it another time and then never got back to it.
Yeah. Yeah, but what kid would want fairy godparents when they have social media? True. uh, what is? mm, Let me see. So we got like. So let's see. I think we have time for like maybe 1 to 2 more questions. So let's pick some really good ones. Um, I think we have time for like a few more. Um, who wants a Rayman movie? The Ubisoft character. I don't know. I don't even know what's going on with Rayman. I have not heard anything since like for over a decade. I don't even know if they're still doing like Rayman related stuff.
Yeah, I have no
Yeah,
idea, but I think I could survive without a Rayman movie.
yeah. The live action was terrible as a Mario movie, but it was at least somewhat interesting. Yeah, true. Oh yeah, like speaking of the Pokemon movie, I mean we got Detective Pikachu. That's something, which
That
is
is
okay.
something.
Yeah. Streets of Rage. Okay, let's see here. Okay, one more question. Anybody have any last minute questions that they want to bust out?
Yeah, and then we'll say our goodbyes and good
Yeah.
nights and
Ash
yeah,
never learning it.
I don't know,
Oh
but
yeah, like yeah. I mean, Ash is finally leaving the Pokemon anime, which him never learning. Yeah, it gets. I mean, like over 25 years. I mean, like, come on. Or Is it 30? Yeah, 25. Like, dude, you've been doing this for a long time. Just come on,
I'm a
bro.
little surprised they never tried to do like the time skip older version of Ash.
Yeah, right?
It's
Like, I know that a
always the
lot of anime
same
does, they do
age.
that, but it's like, mm,
I don't know. Maybe they're
okay.
worried about like tainting the character by showing him at a different age.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, just looking at the, let's see. Did they not learn from the live action movie of Fairly Odd Parents? Guess not. Let's see. Any Pokemon Chronicles was such a team. Yeah. Any last questions? One more. Here.
Maybe
Hmm.
Pikachu's don't live long. Don't say that.
Okay, no, you shouldn't say that. Pokemon are like they have
It's all
they're
dark
immortal
now.
beings. Yeah.
They never die.
No, they don't. They do not. Detective Pikachu was also. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, where do babies come from?
Yeah, you asked
Um,
for questions. There you go.
let's see. Oh, who would? Oh, okay. Who would win in a fight, Batman or Black Panther? Ooh. So I feel like most of the questions are kind of going to be like, who would win in a fight? Which I'm okay
It's
with
always good
this.
debate.
So I mean, Batman or Black Panther? Uh, dang. I mean, I will say that Black Panther didn't they do a matchup in the? Did they? Um,
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those, once again, like kind of a weird matchup. I guess they both have like special suits. Is that
yeah,
the reason why like they're being paired off?
I
Um,
guess, and because I think both of them have like dark outfits, so it's
I
pretty
would
much
default
yeah,
just say Batman just because he
yeah,
always has like
some,
some gadget for something.
yeah. Oh, okay. Favorite version of Dick Grayson, Nightwing or Robin? I mean, I'm kind of always a sucker for Robin. I think Nightwing is cool. Um, yeah, I just kind of prefer like I'm just kind of old fashioned. I just like specifically from Batman the animated series. I know that Robin can be kind of a wuss at times, but I think Nightwing is kind of like a good step up or evolution of his character. But I don't know. Us
Yeah.
the animated series sucker that side of me is just probably I just always go back to the classics. That's pretty much what I've been saying throughout this entire stream.
I
Um,
mean, a lot of people feel that way though, so it's not
yeah.
even entirely unusual. But I think that'll wrap it up for
Oh,
tonight's
okay. I
stream.
think the last question. Opinions on the TMNT and Batman crossover comic movie. I didn't watch it. Have you?
No,
Yeah.
I didn't watch it. I've
Okay.
seen it going around, but I didn't watch it. No.
Okay. These questions are just turning into who would win in a fight, which yeah, I'm not sure if we can really answer those because we don't. Those are just some of the most random pair ups that we could ask, but I guess pop off in the comments. I guess. So yeah, I think that should be it, unless if somebody rushes in with one last
No,
question
no,
or
no.
not. But yeah, I
Closing
think
stuff.
I think we pretty much we talked about got anything to plug. I mean you could I mean I guess I'll go since I am technically the guest. Follow me on social media. I'm on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Actually, let me just put this in the chat right here. Just give me one moment. Because I have this card and it literally just lists all the socials. But you can find my YouTube. No, I can't. Okay. You guys are yeah, Steven. Yeah. So okay. I think we're pretty much just gonna like wrap this up here. So this is pretty much my card. It literally has my social media. I'm on YouTube, and I'm pretty much anywhere that you can find me on. It's pretty easy. Um, and let's see any upcoming stuff that I have in the works. Not really. Just stay tuned for the whatever next comic dub that I'm gonna be doing. Um, and any upcoming projects that I'm working on, I'll just announce it on social media whenever I get the chance. And yeah, I think that's about it. I'm good. If you have anything else to say before we skedaddle for today.
All right. And I'll wish everyone a good night, a good Friday, and hopefully happy holidays.
Yep,
Uh,
happy holidays. Drink lots of. Oh, wait, I will say one more thing. Drink lots of eggnog, I guess. I'll start trying it this year. I don't know. I am terrible with outro, so that's probably the best I got. Oh, I'm so sorry. But anyways, thank you guys for joining us. This was a lot of fun. Thank you for having me here. And yeah, this was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed, doing stuff like this. Um,
oh, yeah,
we're just
absolutely.
answering questions and whatnot. Yeah, this is fun. I really
Yeah.
liked it. Thank you.
It's good to have nice casual talk, nice casual Friday with
Yeah,
the fans here.
right
So,
on.
see you guys next
Love you guys.
time.
Thank you. Bye.